the miner.
Hey, Paul! John should not survive today!
Sir, he will not survive. I swear to my mom, if I don't put all the bullets of this gun in his chest, then keep a dog named after me.
Paul and Carlo were talking to each other, hidden behind a wall. And on the other side of the same wall, a man, John, was listening to both of them, soaked in his blood. In fact, just some time back, all three had clashed. Both Paul and Carlo wanted to kill John, but John was very strong and had a stronger body. That's why he alone overshadowed both of them. And when Paul and Carlo felt that John alone would kill them both, then Paul made a hole in John's body with his gun, and now John was taking his last breath.
God will not take account of what both of you have done to me, but I will take it. I will not spare anyone.
John had threatened both of them and then started crawling into the woods. Here, Carlo and Paul also gathered courage, and following the trail of blood, they also went into the forest. Then after some time, there was a sound of 3 shots in the woods, with whose sound the birds of the woods created a ruckus.
Sister-in-law, you are not doing this right. It is a sin. Look, Billy has left us. Now it is a disaster to bring him alive with your black magic.
Albert, Billy's father, also left this world last year, leaving me alone. Only Billy was his last sign with me, and now he too has left me. Why did God write so much sorrow in my fate?
Saying this, Annie started crying, and the tears falling from her eyes were falling on the dead body of her son, kept in her lap, on whose forehead red vermilion is applied. After losing her son, Annie tried hard to revive him with black magic. She used to bring her son's dead body to the crematorium every day and used to do spell on his dead body. But Billy's dead body remained a dead body. And then, after a lot of understanding from Albert, Annie gave up her insistence on keeping Billy alive. And to perform the last rites, Billy's dead body was laid on the pyre. But as soon as Annie's brother-in-law gave fire to Billy, then suddenly Billy's body started to stir, seeing whom both were shocked. But before that, he could understand something. Billy got up from the pyre. Seeing Billy back alive, Annie's happiness knew no bounds. She immediately hugged Billy. But ever since Billy was alive again, he seemed to have changed a bit. He was looking at the things around him as if it was all new to him, as if he had come from some other world. Even he was watching his mother and his uncle very carefully. When both of them brought Billy back to the village alive, all the villagers were stunned to see him. He too was now firmly convinced that Annie had shown her son alive by black magic, whose living proof was Billy himself. Billy's mother sent him to his room, and herself went to sleep in her room. But since Billy came back from the cremation ground, he didn't say a word to anyone. He was just standing in front of the mirror, touching his face in a weird way, and was laughing strangely. That's when he heard some sound, following whom he had come out of his room. And when he followed the voice, that voice was coming from Billy's mother's room. When Billy saw secretly, his senses flew away.
Annie, at last, you did it. These villagers never believed in your wisdom. But when everyone saw your son alive again, everyone's faces were worth seeing.
Albert was still speaking when Annie placed her lips on Albert's lips and said with a hot breath,
Not mine, our son. My husband has never been able to make me happy till date. The happiness I got is only from you. And this Billy is not my husband's, but your son Albert.
Yes, I know. But it is good that we had a child before killing your husband. Otherwise, these villagers would not have left us anywhere.
Saying this, Albert and Annie started hugging each other like a pair of snakes. And Billy's face also turned white after hearing all this. He again went back to his room like a dead man and started throwing things here and there, and standing in front of the mirror, started laughing out loud. The next morning, the earlier smile returned to Billy's face. It was heard that last night someone had brutally killed 2 people in the village, and here Billy was roaming around the whole house laughing happily. And from that day, Albert took to bed. His health often started deteriorating. He used to scream out of fear while sleeping at night. Sometimes he used to vomit blood, and sometimes he used to bleed himself by tearing flesh from his body. Annie was also stunned by Albert's condition. He tied the talisman of black magic many times on Albert's hand, but Albert could not get rest. And within just 10 days, Albert also left this world. He died a very dirty death. Once again, another dead body was lying in front of Anne, seeing whom tears were not stopping from her eyes. But apart from her, not a single person in the village was expressing sorrow. Everyone thought that Annie would make her brother-in-law alive this time too with her spell, for which she also tried. As soon as Albert died, she again took his dead body to the crematorium and again started reciting the spell by putting vermilion on his dead body, whose noise was echoing in the entire crematorium. Billy was also watching all this happening, standing behind Annie. That's why Billy said, seeing Annie's condition, feeling sorry for her,
Just leave it, Annie. How much more brutality will you show?
As soon as Billy said this, Annie smelled a snake. When she looked back, she could not believe her eyes. Billy was showing eyes to Annie with a knife in his hand. He had gone ahead to kill her.
What has happened to you, Billy? Will you kill your mother?
Billy got more angry as soon as Annie said this and quickly started moving towards Annie. And he also understood that Billy has lost his temper. She immediately muttered a few spells and was up in the air.
Billy, come to your senses, my son. What has happened to you all of a sudden?
Not your son, Annie. I am your husband. Your son had died long ago.
My husband? What the hell are you doing?
Yes, your son's body has my soul. Your husband, John's soul. Did you forget so soon? I got Billy's body because of your incomplete knowledge and wrong spell. At first I did not understand that, why God had done it to me. How can a father enter his son's body after his death? But now I understand his pageant. If I had not found my son's body, I would never have known that I did not die, but I was killed. And it was my wife and my brother who got me killed. And Paul and Carlo supported you in this. Well, I killed Carlo and Paul. And I punished my brother for his deeds. The unlucky man died in great agony, but you know, Annie, why I have left you alive till now, why I want to kill you with my own hands.
Inside Billy, the spirit of his father John was saying angrily to Annie, and he too was about to fly in the air to kill Annie, when someone caught hold of his leg and threw him on the ground. When the soul of John inside Billy looked back, Albert was standing in front of him, Annie had put some devil's soul inside Albert so that Annie can save her life. Now 12-year-old Billy was standing, who had the soul of his father, John, inside, and 28-year-old Albert was standing in front of him. Inside was the soul of some devil, and that devil charged at Billy. Both were fighting with each other, and Annie was standing up in the air, watching all this happening. However, neither of them was alive. Both were just dead bodies, and someone else's soul in those corpses. One wanted to kill Annie, and the other wanted to save her. After a brief fight, John's spirit started weakening inside Billy. Because being a minor, Billy's body was getting weak for John. And the same Albert was already a young man. On top of that, he had the soul of a devil. Because of this, Albert dominated Billy, and after bleeding Billy, he strangled him. Now he was about to kill Billy again. The devil inside Albert was strangling Billy so hard. Due to this, the pupils of his eyes were about to burst. He was only a guest for a while. But while dying, he was looking at Annie and pleading with her for help. And he started feeling sad, seeing Billy suffering again. Billy was about to die now. That's why he stuttered and said this to Annie.
Mom, please save me. I don't want to die again.
Annie's heart melts after hearing this from Billy. She immediately made a hand gesture, looking at Albert. Due to this, Albert flew away from Billy in the air, and his body started stiffening. Then Albert's body exploded like a piece of flesh. Annie had saved Billy's life with her black magic. And the very next moment, she came near Billy and hugged him.
Billy, my son, I will not let anything happen to you.
Annie hugged Billy and was saying this when she started having severe pain in her back. The soul of John inside Billy, hugging Annie with all his heart, was breaking all the bones in her body. Earlier, Annie could save herself by reciting spells. Billy had completely subdued his prey like a python. And then Billy played his last bet, looking into Annie's eyes. Annie could also clearly see the glimpse of John in Billy's eyes, seeing which Annie said in pain,
If possible, me.
Then Billy broke Annie's ribs along with her spinal cord and put her to death. As soon as Annie died, her black magic also ended. Due to this, Billy became a corpse once again. John's soul had left Billy's body, and that night 3 dead bodies were found in the crematorium. Annie, Billy, and Albert, seeing which all the villagers thought that some devil had killed all 3 of them.